Hey traders, by now you've watched the introduction video to the course, and you're ready to dive into the next section. If you haven't watched that introduction video, then I highly suggest going back and taking a look at that video. It has some really important information in it that you'll be using throughout this course. So make sure to do that first. But now we'll go ahead and move on to the next section, which is going to be why most traders fail. And what we're also going to do is take a look at the importance of discipline and in risk management in this section of the course. Now I know that these types of videos without learning strategies or seeing charts throughout the whole video can get quite boring. So I'm going to try to make this as interesting as I can. And I want to preface this video by saying that this is going to be one of the more important videos, one of the more important lessons that you're going to take away from this course. So make sure that you watch this entire video because it is essential to your trading success. And before we get started with the video, I'm going to briefly go over some of the topics we're going to talk about. And because I'm in a unique position, thousands of traders have been through the courses that we've created. And I've had the unique opportunity to communicate with these traders and figure out what some of the most common reasons why traders have a hard time becoming profitable. What some of the most common reasons traders have that cause them to fail when trying to create success in this business. So what I'm going to share with you in this video is all of those reasons plus how to avoid them. The first reason that I see a lot of times is false expectations. I see traders that think that they're edge over the market once they create a strategy. Based on technical analysis, that edge, they for some reason believe that it has to be some kind of crazy edge that gives them a 90% chance of winning every trade, or that they have a 10-to-1 risk reward on every trade. When in reality, that's not what we get as traders. We're lucky to get a slight edge over the market that just gives us a slight advantage when placing a trade. What I mean by slight is you're pretty lucky to get around a 60% winning percentage even with a 1-to-1 risk reward. That's a significant edge over the market, and that can make for a really profitable strategy, and we're going to talk more about that of course in the future of this video. But just to continue the introduction phase of this video, another reason that I see that a lot of traders fail is that they believe the strategy is the issue when in reality guys, you probably come across profitable strategies even if they were profitable strategies from a YouTube video you saw, or if they were profitable strategies from another course you've taken, but because that other course didn't give you the importance of discipline, of risk management, and didn't give you the reasons why most traders fail and how you can avoid them, you've had trouble becoming profitable. So for most traders, the strategy is not the problem. Most of the time you can find a profitable strategy, but that's not going to be the issue. The issue is going to be being able to stick it out with that strategy through significant drawdowns through periods of time when that strategy doesn't make money, and actually having trust in that strategy is going to be one of the main issues. And if not for that, another common problem I see is lack of risk management. So those are things we're going to touch on in this video. Let's go ahead and get started with our first topic of why most traders fail. Becoming a professional trader is no different than becoming a master at being a lawyer, a carpenter, or even a doctor. It is a very difficult task. Ask anyone you know in those type of careers. And just like those type of careers, it takes a massive amount of dedication and time to master this skill of trading. The vast majority of people fail when trying to accomplish this because they come into trading expecting it to be some type of easy, get-rich-quick opportunity, and with those expectations, it becomes very difficult to stick to a trading plan. So, leading into our next section, the next thing we're going to talk about is one of the most common reasons I see traders fail, and that's because of false expectations. We've all seen the movies and advertisements that portray trading as a way to get rich quick and be driving a Lambo within the next 3 months. And this is just not the case. If you are still in a get-rich-quick mindset, this is something we have to get you out of before you can become profitable. Because if you are in that kind of mindset of you're going to be rich in 3 months from trading, or you're going to be extremely wealthy from a 500 account to $1 million in a year, then no matter what accurate strategies you learn in this course or anywhere else, you will still not become a profitable trader. If you do not get out of this mindset, then the accurate strategies you learn will do you absolutely no good. So the first step is getting out of the get-rich-quick mindset. Another false expectation that traders have is that they have to 3x their account or double their account every month, and that's just not the case. You don't have to be able to 3x your account in the first couple of months of trading to be good at trading. Far too many people who start to trade think that this is reality when this could not be farther from the truth. If you look up the statistics yourself, you'll see that some of the best hedge funds and some of the best traders in the world average between 1, 2, and 5% per month. And yes, it is possible to get more than that if you become extremely good at trading, but having the false expectation that you're going to triple your account in the first month can be detrimental to your success. So that's another mindset tactic that most traders starting out have, that we have to change immediately before even getting into technical analysis and before getting into any strategies throughout this course. Another problem I see is that most new traders believe that there's some kind of secret system or secret strategy out there that never loses. And this is how all good traders make money. They think that, as I said before, there's some kind of strategy out there that wins 90 or 100% of the time, that us professional traders are keeping to ourselves and not letting you guys know about. Well, the truth is that there is no secret strategy that professional traders use that has some kind of crazy winning percentage or some kind of massive edge over the market. The truth is we have a slight edge over the market, but we're disciplined enough to continue capitalizing on that slight edge over the market month after month, year after year, which gives us the ability to be full-time and to be professional traders. Another false expectation is that you'll hardly ever lose trades when in reality, losing trades is a part of trading. Some traders come into the market expecting that when they get good, they'll never lose again. Well, this is not true at all. Losing trades comes with the territory of being a trader, and there is no one, including all professional traders, that is immune to this reality. Again, think about what we just talked about. A good strategy, a really good edge over the market is going to be around a 60% winning percentage with a 1-to-1 risk reward. Well, guess what that means? That means that you have a 40% chance of losing trades. And an analogy I like to use is that if you're watching the Weather Channel and they say there's a 40% chance of rain, are you going to grab your umbrella? Probably, because a lot of times, whenever they say there's a 40% chance of rain, you end up getting wet. And the same thing goes for trading. When there's a 40% chance that you're going to lose trades, sometimes you lose trades. And now we'll go ahead and move on to our next section. Reason number 2 that I see a lot of traders fail is because of the lack of a trading plan. Lack of rules in their strategies. Lack of rules in their plan. Now, for those of you who are brand new, a trade plan consists of your daily routine, risk and money management plan, and your strategy or entry rules. And it can be much more complicated than that, or it can be just that simple. But most traders do not even have one of these things. Most traders don't have any type of daily routine, have no risk management plan, and don't really follow a certain rules-based strategy or rules-based entry reasons. And this, of course, leads to what happens to 95% of traders, which is blowing accounts or just quitting at trading altogether. Blindly placing trades without some type of strategy or plan to follow is a very common mistake and a costly mistake that over 90% of traders make. And I know this again because I'm in a unique position to actually communicate with thousands of traders per year. Doing something like this without following any kind of plan would be the equivalent of trying to run with your legs tied together. Go ahead and picture that for me. It's not a good idea, and it's going to make running extremely difficult. Okay, so without a trading plan, you are relying strictly on your emotions to trade. Tell me this, have you ever made mistakes when you were in an emotional state? Maybe you said something you didn't mean in an argument or lashed out at a family member that didn't necessarily deserve it. Well, we're all guilty of doing things like this when we get into that emotional state. And that's exactly why it's so important to actually have a plan while trading. This helps us to avoid making costly mistakes due to our emotions, because once real money is on the line, then our brains go into an emotional state. The reason is because money is extremely important to all of us. It's our livelihood, and being in this emotional state can put us into a position to make extremely irrational decisions and ultimately cause us to fail when trying to become successful at trading. Some of these irrational decisions may include jumping out of a trade that you're already in because it starts to go against you, and you start to see your account losing money, and you get really uncomfortable, so you just jump out of the trade completely. But then the trade starts going back in the correct direction, and then you jump back in the trade. And then the trade starts going down again. You get emotional once more, but you stick it out while the trade pushes against you, and then becoming even more emotional. Seeing that loss of money in your account, you start to move your stop loss. You had a set position, but now you're moving your stop loss down because you don't want to realize the losses that have already incurred on your account. You know that there's a possibility of the market turning around, and there always is a possibility of the market turning around. But that kind of mindset is exactly what will blow an account. The point of trading is not to hope and wish and pray that the market's going to turn around. The point in trading is having a plan, having a set stop loss where you know you're getting out of the market to minimize risk. Not sit there and let your stop loss keep moving down further and further, because you don't want to realize the losses that have come from a specific trade. So what ends up happening is due to this emotional state and the emotional decisions, the irrational decisions you've made or we've made in this state, because I've been guilty of this as well. You end up losing much more than you expected to, much more than you would have if you would have taken that loss initially at your stop loss position. And the entire reason is because the age-old saying that it has to turn around eventually. And we're not going to be trading based on it has to turn around eventually. We're going to be trading based on a trading plan that gives us a statistical edge over the market every single time we place a trade. And if any of that sounded familiar to you, sounded like something you've done, don't worry. It's things I've been guilty of as well in the beginning of my trading career. And the reason we're talking about this kind of thing is so that we can help you to avoid those costly mistakes in the future. So lack of a trading plan is definitely a common reason for people to make mistakes and not become profitable traders. The next reason we're going to take a look at has to do with your trading plan. And that is, I hate backtesting. And that's actually a true statement for me, guys. I don't really enjoy the process of backtesting strategies. But if you are a technical trader and you want to make money in the Forex market, then backtesting is going to be essential in that process. So for those of you who are brand new, backtesting is the process of looking for patterns or strategies that you create in historical data in order to get an estimate. And the reason estimate is capitalized is because past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. But it's the best way. We have to measure the performance of a strategy before placing live trades, so it gets us an estimate of that strategy's edge over the market, and this process can be extremely time-consuming, and that's the reason that most traders do not enjoy this process, but it does allow us to gather information that will help us determine a strategy's winning ratio, drawdown profit potential, along with many other key factors that we need in order to profitably or properly trade in the market. Another major benefit of backtesting is gaining the confidence, helping you with discipline in your strategy, and that in turn will help you to stay consistent to your strategy during periods of drawdown or when you're losing money, like we just talked about in the last slide. Backtesting will not only build confidence, but it will give you the necessary reps in the market without you having to risk any of your hard-earned money. And this backtesting process is also essential in our process of creating some type of risk management plan around the strategy we're going to use in live markets. Super important here, guys. Even if you understand everything about the strategies that we teach here in this course, if you choose not to backtest them yourself, then your likelihood of success will fall dramatically. This is an extremely important process that I see all too many traders avoid, and because of that, keep themselves from being profitable. Reason number 4, and our last reason, that's one of our most common reasons we see traders fail, is lack of discipline. Now let's go ahead and define discipline. Discipline in trading is the ability to consistently trade your trading plan or strategy. Staying disciplined is the most common reason for failure in financial markets, and the most difficult thing to achieve for most traders. Staying disciplined means that when your strategy begins to lose money because of going through periods of drawdown, which come with every single strategy, staying disciplined means that you stick it out through those periods of drawdown and continue to trade the period plan. Continue to trade the strategy that is proven to be profitable throughout historical data and proven to be profitable for you during your live trading. A lack of discipline will make it impossible to become consistently profitable. This causes things like moving your stop loss, taking profits early, poor risk management, and strategy replacement. And let's define strategy replacement, because this is a very common thing that I see traders do that's detrimental to a trading career. Strategy replacement is when a trader goes out and finds a strategy, trades it for maybe a couple of weeks until he or she gets hit with that first losing streak, which is common. Every strategy has losing streaks. These are known as periods of drawdown. Then they think that the strategy they're using is completely broken. So they jump to the next strategy, and this process starts all over for the first couple of weeks. Maybe the strategy performs really well, then they go through that first period of drawdown and give up on that strategy, moving on to the next one. They do this over and over again, until eventually they have no more funds to trade with, and this is all due to a lack of discipline to follow that first profitable trading plan. So this is going to be something that you need to avoid at all costs, and a lack of discipline is a very common way for most traders to fail, and that's the reason this video is so important, because in this video now that you know the things you need to try to avoid, it gives you a much higher likelihood of being able to avoid these things in your own personal trading career. And the last thing we're going to discuss in this video is what trading really is. So let's talk about this a little bit. Trading actually comes down to your ability to create some type of edge or advantage, no matter how small over the market, and consistently capitalize on that edge or advantage. An edge in the market consists of either winning more than we lose or having a greater than 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio and winning the same amount or even less than we lose. In order to figure out this edge, we use bag testing to create confidence in a trading plan. In order to find this edge, we create a strategy. We use bag testing in order to find this edge over the market with this strategy and to create confidence in a trading plan. We create after we figure out the edge we have and after you have tested enough trades that you're confident in the strategy, because it's not a certain amount of trades you have to test in a back test. You're testing enough until you're confident. That's why it's so personalized. So a lot of traders say you have to test 100 trades in order for a back test to be complete. While I would put a minimum of 100 on how many trades to back test, the maximum number can be ridiculously high or can be 100. It just depends on how many trades you need to be comfortable and to be confident that the strategy is going to continue to perform that way in the future. So after creating the confidence in the strategy, then the last step is to stay disciplined to that strategy and to stay disciplined to your trading plan that you have created based on those results. In this training course, you will learn strategies that create an edge over the market. These are strategies that I have tested and used in the market for years. Do not take my word for it though. This is not a guarantee that these strategies will always be profitable in the future. This is not a guarantee that you'll make money from these strategies. But these are the strategies that I've personally used to become a professional and profitable trader. Again, do not take my word for it. Test these strategies for yourself and make sure that you gain the confidence it takes in order to stay disciplined to the strategies you learn in this course. With that said, I'm very eager to get started, guys. I'm excited to share some of this information with you. So let's go ahead and move on to the actual training material. In the next few videos, we'll be getting into charts and talking about some really interesting and really valuable things for your trading. So I look forward to seeing you in those videos, and I'll talk to you then.